frankly just like hearing the music, you know. We did this for a long time. Hi, everybody. Welcome to NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Trent Dilfer. Well, we waited for this weekend, and we got one, right? The weekend as a whole was wonderful, wasn't it, fellas?
Well, it's my favorite weekend of football. All four games usually outstanding.
After the first weekend, we were due, right, Trent?
Tremendous couple of days of football.
Well, the Saturday was fun, and Sunday, certainly early on, did not disappoint. The Atlanta Falcons, they were the top seed this year, as they were 2 years ago. They were 13-3 this year, but the bugaboo, we just can't win a postseason game. It hung over quarterback Matt Bryant. It hung over Coach Mike Smith, despite the great successes that the Falcons have had, and it's been hanging in his entire 16-year career over the great tight end Tony Gonzalez, who was ageless this year and was all-pro. Would this be the year that the Falcons would change the river, if you will? Into town came the Seattle Seahawks, fresh off a come-from-behind win on the road in the opening round of the playoffs against Washington, behind rookie quarterback Russell Wilson and one of the youngest teams in the league. A team that in the middle of December, in a three-game span, scored 150 points, which hadn't been done since 1950. Clearly the Seahawks hot. The Atlanta Falcons were determined that this year will be different. And away we go from the Georgia Dome, where Matt Ryan says, you know what, this is our time. Russell Wilson said, that nice. This has been our time. And early on, the Seattle defense, the rookie Bobby Wagner picks off Matt Ryan. So, you start to scratch your head. But give Atlanta credit, not the case at all. Now, Marshawn Lynch, they tried to run him up the middle a lot. This is the best run, but it's a fumble. Sean Weatherspoon hits him from behind, and the Falcons recover. Coach Pete Carroll says the big fella, beast mode, just hang with us. Ryan, you know about his receivers. You don't know about Chase Kaufman, so forget the pick. Matt Ryan wasn't Matty Ice. He was Matty Hot.
So decisive, throwing the ball, and his guys, his friends, making plays for him like Kaufman right there.
And so, first and goal the next play. Why don't you look for the guy that's waited the longest in the history of football to win a playoff game? Tony Gonzalez. The footwork is beautiful. We've come to expect it over the years.
Outstanding job, route running, get to the back of the end zone, the presence of mind to get the feet down. Greatest tight end in the history of football.
So no head scratching because Atlanta's up 10-0. Then Jacquizz Rodgers runs over Earl Thomas. Where's that Seattle defense here? It's a 45-yard run. You're not supposed to be able to run on Seattle.
Oh, little man Jacquizz Rodgers playing big, though, right here, bringing it, accelerating through contact. Adds a dimension to this offense we haven't seen from the Falcons in previous playoffs.
And set up a field goal, 13-0. Oh, Atlanta, the little feet. Then little feet of Robert Turbin. Runs it up the middle, short of a first down on 3rd and 1 at the 11. Big play. 4th down, Seattle going, and the defense snuffs Michael Robinson. William Moore makes the play.
Sacrificing the short points deep into the red zone, so count that. That's 3 missed by the Seattle Seahawks.
Turnaround fair play. Remember, 4th downs, Mike Smith's Falcons couldn't make it a year ago. This time they make the stop, and then Roddy White is behind 2 defenders, and he gets in the face of all-pro corner Richard Sherman, and it's a beautiful strike for Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt Ryan dropping a little sugar there to Roddy White in the end zone, Tommy.
20-0, and then Russell Wilson, almost hard to find him, but he is sacked. Tick, tick, tick. It's the end of the half. That's Jonathan Babineau. Seattle, can we spike? Can we throw? Well, we can't spike. It's 4th down. But, they might catch Atlanta napping, but the clock ran out. The gun went off. Another opportunity missed for Pete Carroll.
Keep adding up the points. That's 6 missed as we go to halftime in the locker room.
20-0 Atlanta. So this is too much for Seattle to come back. Only Frank Reich and the Buffalo Bills have come from behind in the postseason in 57 times, 20 or more at the half. But Wilson says, that's nice. I never read that graphic. Here's Golden Tate. It's 20-7. Here comes Atlanta. It's a beautiful pitch to Jason Snelling after a fake pitch to Julio Jones. An 80-yard, 14-play, 7-minute and 36-second drive, 27-7, 4th quarter. Russell Wilson. He never read that graphic. You don't come from behind.
He just always seems to know where he is on the field, does a lot of running, and doesn't get hit a lot.
So it's still Atlanta 27-14, and this play kind of stopped momentum. Not that every play is going to be brilliant, but all of a sudden it was 2nd and long. They were running 2nd and 5s and 2nd and 4s, Trent, and then Ryan makes the bad throw. Thomas picks it off, and Seattle maybe has a chance.
Like you're saying, Boom, they played ahead of the down and distance the whole game. They're playing behind it there. Matt Ryan gets a little impatient, tries to get it down to Roddy White down the boundary. Earl Thomas, great interception.
So now Seattle is moving. 10 minutes to go. Russell Wilson buys time, dumps it to Turbin. Turbin with a nice move. And he's inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, Seahawks. Now, big game for tight end Zach Miller. And he was wide open here, and Wilson waited to look, and he's open, and it's 27-21. Can Seattle do it again? Even a bigger deficit than last week in Washington? 3:25 to go, 27-21. Bryant looking for White, incomplete on 3rd and 8. Seattle defense having trouble stopping the Falcons. Now gets the stop. Russell Wilson has the ball. 2 minutes to go. Seems like he makes it like a 6-second play all the time, Trent, doesn't he? And he finds Golden Tate, 19 yards.
What's amazing, Boom, I mean, it's so hard to rush him because if you rush him too aggressively, he makes something out of it.
3rd and 5 of the 27. He's in trouble. No, he's not. He dumps it to Lynch. Look out, the beast mode. Head of steam. And he's inside the 4-yard line. And look at Wilson outrun Witherspoon.
Well, tremendous pressure coming in his face. He spins out the back way. Saw Elway do it a lot during my career. But the eyes up, downfield, find somebody.
And the next play, Lynch, it's a hand up. Oh, it's a fumble, but it's in the hands of center Max Unger. So, did he cross the plane, first of all? Second of all, did the Seahawks recover the... Yes. They reviewed it. They called it a touchdown. But we got like 31 seconds to go. And it's a 28-27 Seattle lead, just like that. So Atlanta is cooked. They're done. Maybe not. Harry Douglas from
Louisville.
22-yard pickup, midfield, 19 seconds to go. Pete Carroll says, dig in. Who do you look for? Tony Gonzalez. 19-yard pickup. And Mike Smith says, call timeout. We're in field goal range. Matt Bryant. Now, Pete Carroll's going to freeze him all the time. This wasn't the usual call it after it snapped. Bryant just took the opportunity to kind of practice, which he missed. So practice makes perfect, right,
Yes,
fellas?
it does.
Pete Carroll hoping not. Mike Smith hoping yes. Now, 49 yards. Bryant. Good. Good. 30-28, the Falcons. There are some seconds left. Kind of a squib that didn't, this is surprised, didn't go very far because Seattle can reach the end zone. They run one play. Ryan Longwell's not going to kick a 65-yarder, but Wilson can reach the end zone. Who's there? Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Jones makes the pick. No tip. Of course, Seattle hasn't completed a Hail Mary since September. So the Atlanta Falcons give up a 20-point lead. The Seahawks come roaring back. But Matt Ryan and the Falcons, in the final half minute of the game, drive down and win for this regime their first playoff game. Matt Ryan and the Falcons win 30-28 on to the title game.
I think the one thing that I've learned, in my 5 years, and specifically in the postseason, is that it's hard. I mean, it's difficult to do. And we knew coming into it this week that it was going to take 60 minutes of football, 60 minutes of our best football to come out with a win.
The one thing, and I know people say I use certain words too much, but that group is a resilient group. They don't quit. There's no quit in that football team. And just like the team we played today, obviously you see there's no quit in them either. Our quarterback, though, guys and ladies, is a special player. He did a great job there on that last drive. And I know his nickname is Matty Ice. I feel like we've got two Matty Ices. We got Matty Ice Ryan and Matty Ice Bryant. Matt Bryant has done some really good things for us.
We've done this before. It's not, that's all there is to it. We've done this before. It's not like it's the first time we've seen this. It's like we didn't know that we couldn't do it because We've done it before, and we did it again.
And emotionally, when you're low and you think maybe it's over, it was when you think it's over like that, you think, man, it's going to be tough, for us to pull it out. And we were able to get it done. And when you get it done, it's just emotional. It brings you out.
Our goal isn't to win one playoff game. It's not to, stop answering that question. Our goal is still in front of us, and we have 2 more games to go. And that's kind of the mindset that I have, and I think that our team has. And it's nice to, kind of not have to answer that question anymore, but we still have some work to do.
I think our football team was so resilient tonight, and obviously it's disappointing to lose, but when I was walking off the field, all I could think about was the future and what we have, in store. And I've grown so much, as my rookie season, from game 1 to this point. It was a tough football game, and we battled. It was one of the better games you could possibly watch, I bet, at home. And obviously we wish we had won, but we came up short.
How disappointing was the first half for you guys? You struggled on both sides of the ball.
I was a little bit disappointed, but we knew there's a whole other half left, and that's the way we think. If we get another opportunity, if there's still a second on the clock, we believe that we can win it. And obviously we wish we had played better, but what we did in the second half was pretty unbelievable.
It was an extraordinary game and an exquisite comeback. The quarterback was incredible, and everybody that made all those plays to get us back. And we put ourselves in position to be heading back for another game next week. Just an amazing football team we have. And that's all I can tell you. And to hang like that and be that tough and to finish like that and execute like that, it's just an amazing group. And we're really won't count on these guys being pretty good for some time now.
Real quick, because you saw the one graphic, I want to say it, but Russell Wilson broke a record held since 1937. Most yards passing by a rookie in a playoff game. That would be by Sammy Baugh. Hello. When the Washington Redskins won the championship game in 1937. Tom and I covered it for NFL.
Yes, you did.
Trent doesn't remember it. But on to the Atlanta Falcons and Matt Ryan, because this way, look, it would have been a devastating loss, but now the way they won, the way they, heroes and then and then heroes. Now, full steam ahead, right, Trent?
Got it, Boom. And if you go back and look at the Atlanta Falcons and their failures in the past in the playoffs, they didn't do the hard things very well. Short yardage defense, short yardage offense. They didn't make the big throw. They didn't make the big catch. Well, today they did this tough stuff great, and that's why they're able to win. What do I mean by tough stuff? It's when it's not within the X's and O's. It doesn't come easy. It's not wide open. It's not perfect. Right here, Roddy White, 3rd and 14, a 3-point game. It's a good throw, not a great throw, but it's a great catch. Going down, securing it right at the chains, moving the chains, allowing you to score. Same drive. Kaufman now, H-back player, auxiliary type offensive weapon. Look at him go up and make the great catch. High pointing it, getting the feet, getting the toes down, getting you in the tight red. So how do you punch it in? Well, you would expect Tony Gonzalez, right? But it wasn't easy. They didn't scheme up a great play. Matt Ryan comes out, turns his hips quickly, man in his face. Pretty good throw, but look at Tony Gonzalez making the highly difficult, tough play look easy, putting points on the board. And this went throughout the game, but it showed up especially at the end when they get the ball. There are 25 seconds to go. Corner route, Harry Douglas from Louisville, Tom. Look, this is a hard catch now. He's getting hit in the back, secures the ball, starts the drive off. Now, this is my favorite. Okay, everybody says Tony Gonzalez seam, yes. Great play by Ryan, great play by Gonzalez. Jacquez Green, protection to his left. Play starts, his guy drops, has the awareness, we call this cross key, scans all the way back underneath Matt Ryan, picks up the blitzer, gives Matt Ryan the space now to operate to Tony Gonzalez to put them in position to kick the field goal at the end of the day. What's different about the Atlanta Falcons? They've embraced the hard things, and they thrive in the hard situations.
Seattle's comeback was valiant. Make no mistake about it.
Outstanding.
Yet, there are a couple things they want back, Tom.
Well, every point counts, and they're going to see these couple of plays over and over as they go through at least this week, and we talk about what happened in this game. When you think about points that you left on the field, you get down in the red zone in the playoffs, you have to score. So when you have an opportunity to convert on a 3rd down, as they do here, and you don't, now you have a critical decision. Do we take 3 points, make this 13-3? No, we're going to go for it on 4th down. We miss out, we get no points. Then and a learning experience really for Russell Wilson right here. Takes the sack, probably the one thing that he couldn't afford. Clock runs out on him, missed those 6 points. Now, none of us know exactly how the game would have gone for the rest of the way, but you do know that you could have had likely 2 chip shots for 6 points that you could have had in your pocket. as you came to the second half.
Well, the Seahawks are going to be exciting going forward. Russell Wilson leading.
Don't you love him?
Oh, man. Must have been fun for you guys to watch.
Yes,
the presence of mind of that.
Yes,
and for the
was.
Atlanta Falcons, now, you know, they'll be an underdog against San Francisco. The whole thing will be fun. This is interesting. I had a conversation a couple days before the game with the GM of the team, Thomas Dimitroff. And I said, okay, so if the Falcons are able to win, he didn't know in what way they might. So let's have a word for your three principles. Matt Ryan, he said elation. Well, the way they won it, that certainly would be true. Coach Mike Smith, relieved. Yeah? And Tony Gonzalez, with a great career, happiest. And all those emotions now they can move forward. Now they're not worried about, how are we supposed to feel? It's not going to, now they just play football.
Yep.
So they're much more dangerous now, I think. Congratulations to both teams. Put on a great show. When we return on NFL Primetime. Patriots, they always put on a good show. Would Houston be up for match? Another appearance by the New England Patriots. Hardly ho-hum. Not when you put Tom Brady and that offense on the field. This season, the Patriots scored 557 points, the third highest total in the history of the NFL. They had a bye, and they were going to play a team that they doused in December on this very field, the Houston Texans. The Texans kind of backpedaled since then, recovered to win a playoff game last week at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they said, you know what, we're ready to play a better game, and in many ways they did. The New England Patriots, though, their goal from the minute they start training camp is to get to the Super Bowl, and this would be their first step in the postseason, something they know tons about. Here we go from Foxborough. There's Tom Brady. 16 postseason wins, tied with Joe Montana for the most. J.J. Watt, would his presence be felt? And Rob Gronkowski back in action for a while. So many of these games began with a bang. And Daniel Manning takes the opening kickoff for Houston. He could go almost all the way. But a big save by Devin McCourty. Figure Houston's going to score and go up 7-0. James Casey couldn't hold on to it. Throw was there for Matt Schaub.
Good throw, ball on time, just doesn't hold on to the ball. Casey has to make that catch, get the Texans off to a good start.
They get a field goal. It is 3-0. But now here's Tom Brady. Rob Gronkowski lined up as a wide receiver, but the arm, it looks like, and you could see it as soon as he came down, this wasn't the way you wanted. Reports are surgery needed again on the forearm. That'll take care of the Gronker for the postseason. You hate to see it. Because if he comes out, you know, it's, as you point out, Tom, right, he made the great effort. And so that's the type of play you got hurt on naturally. So, meanwhile, J.J. Watt says, okay, don't worry about your tight end, worry about me. There's a sack, a loss of 9, forcing a Patriot to punt. Next drive, Brady to Shane Vereen. Danny Woodhead hurt. Vereen gets action and picks up 25 yards. Not a name you expected to hear on this day. Later in the drive, Vereen careens into the end zone, 1-yard touchdown, 7-3.
And I love the New England Patriots, their ability to get up after a play, get on the ball, and snap it when the defense is in line. They do that better than anybody in the National Football League.
Gostowski has added another field goal. It's 10-3, New England. And now, well, one of the tight ends is out. How about the guy in the slot that catches over 100 balls every year? Wes Welker, behind 2 Texans, 47 yards.
Well, it's a perfect throw. You know, a dime, it's a quarter, it's 50 cents.
There's no defense for a perfect throw.
It's a perfect throw.
50-cent piece. I love it. So the tooth fairy used to bring it. The price is higher now. Brady hits Vereen with Shane Vereen with another touchdown. It's 8 yards, 17-3. Arian Foster, though, Houston saying 3.5 minutes ago in the half, let's see if we can run the ball. They hadn't yet. He's Houstonian for BS. 21 yards, then 19 here. And then on 3rd and goal, it's all Foster. And Foster, did he get in? They take a touchdown. They take another look. They can't overturn it. It's going to be a touchdown, 17-10 Texans.
You get the same look as the official right there. You tell me whether he was in or not, or whether you see enough evidence to overturn that touchdown. They do not.
3rd and 6, you figure New England will come back and get at least a field goal, but pressure by Watt, who played a good game. He's probably Defensive Player of the Year. And guess what? The Patriots have to cough up the ball. 3 and out. So Houston's going to get the ball twice in the last 3.5 minutes. Matt Schaub, and Daniels. Timeout Houston. They got 1 left. 10 seconds to go. Matt, stump the Schaub. So when Daniels gain a 5 timeout. A 55-yard field goal. It's on a cold day, but still outdoors for Shane Graham. Crackers it. Good. And it's Houston that gets 10 points at the end of the half. So maybe we got a game, 17-13. But New England says, we get the ball to start the third quarter. What do you think we're going to do? Aaron Hernandez. 40 yards. Why was he so wide open?
Well, he's so big and fast, so he's a matchup nightmare at the top of his route. There's obviously some contact, but he doesn't lose his balance, stays in the discipline of the route. The balls are on time, and he's very good after the catch.
2 plays later, New England goes right down the field, and Stephen Ridley believes it or not. 8-yard touchdown, 24-13. The lead is 11. Texans backed up in their own end zone. And Schaub in trouble, but this is a pretty play to Foster for where he's run down from behind by the ever-present Rob Ninkovich. But a first down. Good play, Houston. Schaub. Down the middle, DeAndre Johnson. First down, Houston. 3rd and 7. Schaub is robbed by Ninkovich. He rushes the passer. He drops back in coverage. First turnover on either side. And Ninkovich makes it, and Brady goes to work. Make him pay for it, he does. To Hernandez, 14 yards. First down. The give is to Ridley, running left side. Big hole, and boy, this slashing, quick running, the Patriots haven't had a bunch of this in a while. And now they throw it quickly out to Brandon Lloyd. They weren't really ready. 31-13, 2 scores to put Houston out of it. The lead is 18. Foster on 3rd and 1, short of the marker. They measure. Like I said, short of the marker. 4th quarter now. 4th and 1, they're going to go. The pitch is to Foster. And, he stretches. New England challenges the spot. Heck of a play.
Yeah, great effort. Going to see him roll over the defender, keeps the hand down, the elbow does not go down, reaches out the football to get the first down.
So the Texans continue the drive, and Schaub to Kevin Walter. When you play New England, you throw to an 83 slot, diving little guy. You think it's Wes Welker. But it's Kevin Walter. Hey, he does exactly what Foster did, right?
Same kind of play.
But they say it's a little short. He was down before the first down marker. Gary Kubiak doesn't challenge. So again, 4th and 1, Houston's got to go. And this time, they go big, and it doesn't work. Turns it over on downs to the Texans. New England looking to put it away. And again, it's Shane Vereen. Nobody would have guessed he'd have 3 touchdowns in this game. That's beautiful, both pass and throw.
Just a dagger in the heart of the Houston Texans. I mean, Tom Brady could have gone other places with that ball. He decides to be the assassin and stick it in the end zone.
So Tom Brady, Patriots up 38-13. Schaub, you have your Posey. Pocket full of Posey. Did he get it? They first rule out of bounds, but look at this, fellas. It's a touchdown.
Secured with 2 inches left in the field of play.
So it's a touchdown, 38-20. 3-and-out Patriots. Here comes Houston. Schaub to Daniels, 24 yards. First down. 4th and goal. Going for it a lot on 4th. Why not? And this time it pays off a touchdown. They go for 2, which was interesting at the time, but they made it. 38-28. Maybe we have a game because the ball's knocked down. But Kareem Jackson holding on the play.
And you're going to see that it is a hold because you're going to see Welker's shirt and his jersey come out right there where he was pulled. That's a good call by the official.
3rd and 2, Brady to Lloyd for an 8-yard gain. They pick up a field goal, 41-28. Houston had the ball, but all they could get was congratulations. They did score 28, so on paper, a better effort by the Texans, but New England scored 42 in December. They scored 41 in January. 1 is an accident, 2 is a trend. And the New England Patriots have doused the 2nd time this year the Houston Texans. Patriots moving on to the championship game again. They will play the Baltimore Ravens again. The game will be in Foxborough. So, Bill Belichick again wins in the playoffs.
Well, of course, Tom's meant a lot to us since he's been here. You know, he started winning these playoff games first year. He really got a chance to participate in them. And, Tom's a great competitor. He had a great week of preparation, and as he always does for every game, but especially the playoff games. He's our leader, and we all follow him. We all respect him, and he led the team today along with a lot of other guys, but he certainly did his part as he's done many times before. So no quarterback I'd rather have than Tom Brady.
There were a bunch of guys that made good plays. So Shane had a great game. I mean, really, just a huge growing up moment for him. So very special, and it was for everybody. There's a lot of guys that made a lot of plays, so we needed it. It was a good football team, a lot of good players, but we got another one coming in next week.
It's sweet just playing in the AFC Championship. I don't care where it's at. I mean, it's even sweeter to play at home, but that's the bonus. But you know what? It won't matter come Sunday or whenever we play. It won't matter. We're going to have to beat a good football team, a team that beat us earlier this year at their house, a team that's riled up for us. I'm pretty sure they're going to be ready to go.
It was a great road with my teammates. Guys battled, guys fought very hard. We fought some adversity, especially late in the year, but, guys came through when we needed plays. But ultimately, we had our sights set on something special, and, ultimately we fell short of our goals. So we got to just go right back to the drawing board and find a way to get right back in this position next year.
I thought we were in a dang good football game. I thought that we had a lot of plays that we had missed in the first half, and yet we're sitting there in a 17-13 game with a lot of momentum, making a big field goal at the end. But they put together a couple of big drives in the third quarter, and then weren't able to match them.
Ultimately, we got to be better down the stretch. We could have been in a totally different situation than we were in here, but you got to be playing your best ball when you get to January. And for 1 week we played really good ball, and then this week, we just fell short on a few plays.
So the Patriots move on. Tom Brady has won more postseason games than anybody, breaking the mark. He had tied with his boyhood hero, Joe Montana. That's part of the backdrop for the New England Patriots, who look like, hey, this offense that was rolling all year, Trent, Tom Brady and company rolling again in different ways.
Yeah, really. And it's fitting he beats Joe Montana. He passes Joe Montana. I grew up in the Bay Area. I grew up watching Joe Montana, and he was brilliant, obviously, in all facets of football, but especially on third down and in the red zone. These critical passing downs, so precise, and that's exactly what Tom Brady is. I mean, you look at 3rd and 11, right at the change, precision ball, on time, Wes Welker, first down. 1st and 10, red zone now, finds his matchup. If there's a weakness in the defense, Tom Brady's going to find it. Here he's got his Swiss Army knife player, Hernandez, mashed up on a linebacker, gets him an out route, locates the ball. 3rd and 8 again. Still a close game now. Tom Brady climbs in the pocket, has the wherewithal just to wait a little bit. Let Wes Welker work a little bit longer on the post. Precise throw. 3rd and 11 again. Finds his matchup. Wes Welker right at the sticks. Moves the chains. And if you make a mistake, like I said, he's going to get you in the red zone. Linebacker decides to carry the linebacker too far. Marine slips out. Gets in the ball quick enough before the linebacker can come off. He walks into the end zone. I just am blown away every time I watch Tom Brady and I see the defense say, oh, there's a weakness over there. Boom, that's where the ball goes. And it's located perfectly so they can all go to work after the catch.
They can do a lot of things on offense. We saw that with the ground game and the screen game, in addition to now they'll be without Gronk. But they got a lot of ways to go. As for the Houston Texans, there were times that, especially at the end of the half, like, okay, Matt Schaub and company, they're moving it, but then all of a sudden the game got away from them.
Inconsistent is the word that comes to mind, whether it was running the ball or throwing the ball. The statistics will show that they ran the ball for almost 100 yards, but through a quarter and a half, Arian Foster only had 6 carries for 10 yards. All of the pressure was on Matt Schaub, and at that point, he wasn't playing his best football. Some of these mistakes, great job of escaping the pocket, but you can see he's got time to make something happen. I think he prematurely throws the ball out of bounds, escapes the pocket again. Great job of moving his legs. Ball pops off of his pad. No chance to make a play downfield, and not seeing Rob Ninkovich in coverage. You make that kind of mistake against Tom Brady, give him some extra possessions, he's going to make you pay. So the things they did well after the game was well in hand for the Patriots.
Unfortunately, not to be harsh on a Houston franchise that had the best season that they've ever had. They were 11-1. They came into Foxborough for that Monday night game, and they got drubbed by the Patriots, and they never recovered. They barely won after that, and it was the same result, really, when you get to the playoffs. So 11-1, what could have been, wasn't quite. They'll go back to work knowing they can get better. They just weren't the same team that they were for the first 3 months. Patriots can do that to you, though. When we return on Primetime. NFC Championship game now. This will be fun. San Francisco at Atlanta. We'll be back. Can the Falcons win in January? They can. Once upon a time in '98, when the Falcons won their only Super Bowl, they beat the Niners in a divisional playoff on this field. It's a long time ago. The Niners, the NFC Championship game, I mean, they've been in there a lot, not to mention second time for Jim Harbaugh in the last 2 years. So this will be fun. The Falcons will be favored at home, which the Falcons will be an underdog at home against the Niners. You don't see that much in the championship round. So let's look ahead, Tom. 49ers offense against the Falcons defense, which I thought for a lot of the game against Seattle stacked up pretty well, especially against the run.
Well, the most intriguing thing that has happened for the 49ers and other offenses this year is these quarterbacks who have this amazing ability to run as well as throw the football and have these running games that go with it. The pistol formation, it was run 34 times by the San Francisco 49ers yesterday. They can take your best player on the outside, Clay Matthews. Watch what happens to him as he tries to figure out where the ball is. It's in the hands of Colin Kaepernick for a big gain around the end. Walden on the right edge. This is ridiculous. Watch him playing football and figuring out the guys behind me with the ball. He runs 56 yards downfield, and that element of being able to pull it out and then throw the ball downfield, it makes it, I believe, impossible to defend. They averaged almost 7 yards per play off of this. Gore had an outstanding 89 yards off of this. I don't know yet how defensive coordinators are going to defend this.
They don't know either.
I don't know what you do to defend this when everything is clicking.
Let's spin it a little bit because the 49ers defense, really one of the best in football, but Seattle had given up the fewest points in football, and Atlanta got 30. Okay, Seattle gave up less than 17 points a game. I think that's what it was. And Atlanta got 30. How does that matchup move going forward?
It's really interesting, guys, because the strength of San Francisco's defense, their linebackers, especially the two, Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis, two of the very best players in the National Football League. But they're on the field 90% of the times, and they stay out there even when you have receivers in tight splits. So it's a fascinating matchup to watch the pass game against these two linebackers. You look at the Packers right here. There's a couple ways to go out of them. Here you have Patrick Willis matched up on Jermichael Finley. You can just go after him and try to beat him with the ball like Aaron Rodgers does here. And Matt Ryan can do this to Tony Gonzalez. You can also give them some eye candy. Because you know where they're going to be, you can run receivers in front of them and try to get them distracted with the receivers and then sneak backs out like Seattle is here. Look at the receiver crosses, linebacker gets engaged, and it leaves Marshawn Lynch wide open. You can do it by formation. Now look at this is 12 personnel. 2 tight ends, 1 running back. So they keep regular personnel on the field, 3 linebackers. But that's a wide receiver, James Jones, next to the tackle. So you guarantee your matchup, and you get the freebie right here for the touchdown. Now, this is just part of the thing how it's going to play out, but it is fascinating when you're that predictable on defense, and you get an aggressive offense, and Dirk Cutter, the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, is very aggressive. You can get some matchups, and you can make some plays in the middle of the field against these great linebackers.
I love it. We begin the chess matches before they do.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Is that how Bobby Fischer did it when he was playing chess back in those days? When we return here on NFL Primetime, we have a chance to get a first look at the stories issue. That game, he was unbelievable. There's Danny Woodhead for a touchdown at 27-21 New England. Now, 30-21 New England in the fourth quarter, but Joe Flacco flashed, throws, and he finds Torrey Smith in front of the pylon. He caught a big one early. He catches this one late. It's 30-28. Then Flacco. When have you seen him bring a team from behind, Tom? I'm sorry. To Jacoby Jones, a flag, a pass interference against the Patriots on a 3rd and 9 with a minute to go. It's on Devin McCourty. Yeah. And Bill Belichick doesn't like it. And Justin Tucker, the rookie, kicker, who succeeded Billy Cundiff, who missed in that playoff game. He made it. Coach Belichick says, are you sure it was good? 31-30. Coach Belichick on the rematch.
You know, we know Baltimore's tough. We had a great game with them down there earlier in the season. And know that'll be a battle next week, but we'll enjoy this one for a little while and then get on to the Ravens tomorrow.
We're going to have to beat a good football team, a team that beat us earlier this year at their house, a team that's riled up for us. I'm pretty sure they're going to be ready to go with Ray Lewis and that whole outfit coming to town. So it's going to be a tough one.
You know, I think the two best teams are in the finals, so I mean, Baltimore certainly deserves to be here, and so do we. So it's very fitting. We played them early in the year. They got us. You know, we blew a pretty big lead there at the end. But, you know, we're going to have to play our best game this week.
Well, the best game because the Ravens certainly don't back down from New England. They know each other quite well, and they've had some success there. The Patriots will do this without Rob Gronkowski. Huge miss. I mean, they score points without him, but.
You know, they're a solid, and maybe the best football team in the league, even without Rob Gronkowski. But he does add a dimension that they do not have when he's not there. Just his size, his strength, his ability to get up and make plays, just because of physically who Gronk is. I think that they could miss that as you go through, you know, the possibility of playing these last two games and a trip to New Orleans. You know, you want to go beyond this. You're going to miss him for a play or two or three somewhere along the line.
And now let's swing it the other side where Joe Flacco, he's shown last January, so far this January as well. And Anquan Boldin is one of those guys that the tighter the coverage, the better he gets.
Absolutely, right? Berman. And we know the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to score a boatload of points to beat the New England Patriots. The Patriots score a bunch of points, but when Baltimore's at their best offensively, Anquan Boldin is the centerpiece of their passing game. He controls the middle of the field for the Baltimore Ravens. He moves the sticks, allows them to get more opportunities for Ray Rice, more opportunities to take those shots down the field to Torrey Smith. So every time the Ravens are in a big game, I look at this matchup as can they get Anquan Boldin going early? Because if they do, they're moving the ball, and now all the dimensions of their offense come out, and they play to their fullest potential. I'll be watching where Anquan lines up, who's on them, and if Joe's eyes go there first.
Should be fun because that game last year, the Ravens won, but they tied, but they lost. And New England went on to the Super Bowl where they won, but then in the last minute they lost. It's that tight. It was a wild weekend of football. When we return on NFL Primetime, we will take a look back at the highest scoring weekend in the history of football for a four-game weekend. We've never seen this. Some of the things we saw. The fourth longest game in NFL history went to double overtime. The Ravens win in Denver. The Falcons and Seahawks exchanging leads twice in the last 31 seconds. Russell Wilson knocking out a record that stood since 1937 and 276 points, the most ever in any playoff round. They couldn't score last week. They couldn't stop them this week. I mean, it was unbelievable. Let's start with you here, Trent. Some memories. What will you remember from this weekend? Because there's a lot to think about.
Yeah, wild weekend. You know, to me, it's these two young quarterbacks, Colin Kaepernick, the winner, and Russell Wilson, who lost today. They're uniquely talented young players. Physical skill set off the charts. But what makes them great is their minds, their competitive temperament. Both of them went through severe adversity, right? Colin Kaepernick throws an atrocious pick six to start the game and almost gets better after it. His ability to calm himself down in the big moment, quiet his mind, and play like he played blew me away. And then Russell Wilson down 20-0, and then right 27-7. He just got better. No flinch. Talented guys. But the learning lesson here, it's what's here that makes them special. Our league's in good hands for a long time.
For those of us who have played this game, the Broncos versus the Ravens, when I'm watching that game, disappointed for the Broncos and Peyton Manning, and you know, but the Ravens came in and made plays. So, but I understand historically the player, Peyton Manning, what he did this year for this football team, and we all know what that elation feels like. And immediately I felt inspired by the Ray Lewis story going forward and what he is doing. And as I watched those two guys, there was a picture of them standing together in the locker room, after the game, Peyton's son, it may have been visible, may have not in the photo, and I thought that kind of class, that kind of appreciation historically for what's going on in this game, that's the reason we loved playing it. That's why we love playing this game. You can't find that anywhere else.
Hit me with your best shot. Kaepernick throws the pick, sets a record for running the football. Atlanta, they can't win a playoff game. They blow a 20-point lead. They win at the end anyway. To a lesser degree, New England gives up a huge kick return at the beginning. They blow away Houston, and Baltimore gives up a kick and a punt return at the beginning of each half, and they're going to come back and win the game on one of the plays that'll long be remembered, the Rocky Mountain Rainbow. Joe Flacco to Jones. My goodness, didn't win the game yet, but it set it up. So, I mean, we have some things. We have some things to build on. And we got some big-time championship games, which is why we all love football. So, when we return, Primetime plays.
Is Matt Bryant, and he did it in Matty Ice form. Got the huge lead for the Atlanta Falcons. They gave it up to the Seattle Seahawks, and he brought them back with 31 seconds left in the game, his first playoff win.
And boom, Tommy, I'll go with Tom Brady just because it was quarterback surgery. Just watch him go out there and slice and dice, small little incisions, get the ball to players, make it look easy. Tom Brady, brilliant again.
Russell Wilson would be the obvious call, but I'm going to go to the next man up syndrome. Shane Vereen, he's in there, and he scores 3 touchdowns for the Patriots in a playoff game. Nobody saw that coming. That's kind of what you like in the postseason, the guys who you don't expect to be big time, and they step up like the guys who you do expect to be big time, like Trent Dilfer and like Tom Jackson. I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime. We love doing this show.